product provided by Nintendo specifically for Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. I don't want to make videos like this, but I feel the need to when I see so many loud people paint Xenoblade and Xenoblade enjoyers in a bad light. What's going on? Well, at the Game Awards 2025, a game known as Clay Obscure Expedition 33 won a whole host of awards, including the coveted Game of the Year. Expedition 33 is a turn-based RPG in the style of old JRPGs. It's essentially a love letter, but so many people online don't understand that. And there's a type of behavior that is going around that has always been there, but it's resurfacing that I just want to utterly dismantle today. Hello, everybody. It's your boy Jmulls, and to me, this is my cause of the righteous. So what's going on? Well, it's a combination of various elements coming at play all at once, and also people just not understanding how the internet works. Expedition 33 was lightning in a bottle, and it managed to get a lot of conversation going about the current state of JRPGs and turn-based games overall, including from people that don't traditionally play a lot of modern turn-based games. Some people, idiots as we like to call them around here, trying to use Expedition 33 as an example of modern JRPGs just failing, not being good, etc. If you have played a lot of modern RPGs, and specifically JRPGs, you'll know that's nothing more than just a bunch of pig swill. It's a talking point from people that just simply don't know what they're talking about because they're stupid. But seeing people say stupid things online is like seeing leaves in a forest. It's just something that is a consequence of being there. One of the best comparisons for the internet that I've ever heard is that the internet is a zoo, and you don't get surprised when you go to the chimpanzee exhibit and you see the chimpanzees throwing crap everywhere. That's just in their nature. What upsets me, though, is that a lot of people are wasting this golden opportunity to convince even more people to try out Xenoblade. I am a big Xenoblade fan. It's my favorite RPG and also just overall game series out there. 3 of my top 4 games of all time are Xeno games. My number 1 game of all time is Nier Automata. My number 2 game is Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. My number 3 game is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And my number 4 game is Xenosaga Episode 3. And all the other games in this franchise and series overall aren't too far behind. I love these games a ton, and I want to see even more people be exposed to Xenoblade and possibly fall in love with the series just like I have. But that's not going to happen if we continue to have people, including those prominent in the community, continue to engage in this behavior that either directly or indirectly paints Expedition 33 and those who enjoy it in a bad light and antagonizes them. It's not going to happen. Just because some people online want to stroke their e-peen at the idea of like, oh, I haven't played this mainstream game. My tastes are of a higher nature. It's like, yeah, I prefer Xenoblade. Expedition 33 wasn't my game of the year, but what happens when you have so many people online? Like, Xenoblade is trending online right now, and it's because of this stupid argument between people that enjoy Expedition 33 and a lot of people that are trying to act as if it's not that good, as if it's overrated, it's not, and are trying to act like other JRPGs, and including Xenoblade, are better games. I prefer Xenoblade, but if your goal is to paint Xenoblade in a good light and attract more people to play Xenoblade, you're doing it wrong. It's not a matter of subjectivity, you're just doing it wrong. You're not going to convince people to try out Xenoblade by telling them the thing that they love and adore, the thing that really resonated with them, is actually not that good. And this other thing they haven't played is actually way better. That's not how you go about doing that. That's freaking stupid. And it only paints Xenoblade and Xenoblade fans and enjoyers in a negative light, because you come off as pretentious. You come off as annoying. You come off as dismissive.
Well, you sure smell real enough.
Okay, let's focus in here. If you are a long-term Xeno fan, you will be no stranger to the series being a bit of a punching bag for a lot of people online. I remember when Xenoblade Chronicles 2 first came out, and there will always be idiots online that think they know what they're talking about, but they don't. It's a tale as old as time. And while I don't personally mind stuff like correcting misinformation, it's like, oh no, the games aren't actually this and this, and actually what's going on is this and this. I think if your ultimate goal is to get more people to be exposed to Xenoblade and want to try out the games and give them a fair shake, doing what those people did to Xenoblade but to other games isn't going to address or solve everything. And the only thing that it's going to do is make some people online feel justified in their annoying tendencies. Because what's going to happen for a lot of people out there, they're going to look at Expedition 33, they've either played the game or they haven't played the game yet, they'll go, oh, this game looks really good. Then they'll see the potty poopers coming in and saying, no, it's not actually that good, it actually just does this from this other obscure game you probably haven't heard of. No one likes that kind of individual. There's not a soul out there that when exposed to someone like that, chooses to actually listen to them. Instead, they ignore them, and they associate the thing that they're trying to uplift with that exact personality and behavior. And do you know the funny thing, right? It's like, I had the idea for this video because after stream last night, I went onto Twitter and I saw that Xenoblade was trending, so I'm like, oh, what news is actually going on right now? So I click on it, and I just start seeing tweet after tweet of people trying to be snarky, trying to, like, own the Expedition 33 fans, and I'm just sitting back in my chair going, what the hell are we doing? What's the plan? What's the vision? Are you trying to paint Xenoblade in a good light or try to make Xenoblade look as annoying as humanly possible? So I resigned myself to make this video the next day, and I jotted down a few notes in my phone. And as I was doing that, I just turned my PC back on and whipped up a 12-minute recording that I'll probably be able to knock down a few minutes. So let's just cut on over to that. It's a bit more in the moment than I have been in this video up to now.
Are you kidding me right now?
Can we stop doing this? You aren't going to convince anyone to give Xenoblade a fair shake when you constantly demean the thing that really resonated with them. It's just like when people did it to Xenoblade fans back when Xenoblade 2 came out. I would know because I was there. And a massive reason that I never really interacted with the Xenoblade fandom or community or just engaged in any online discussion about Xenoblade until this very channel was because I got tired of constantly hearing people crap talk one of my favorite games for reasons I fundamentally disagreed with. No one likes it, no one finds it enjoyable, no one is going to actually give your game a fair shake when you try to uplift your game by putting down theirs. No one cares if another game is particularly similar to another, they care about how good the game is, first and foremost. That is the only thing the vast majority of people out there actually care about. No one is going to try Xenoblade Chronicle 3 because you tell them, oh, Expedition 33 isn't that good, it's actually just a rip of Xenoblade 3. All you do with that line of thinking is ick people out on even the concept of trying out Xenoblade, because people want to be tribalistic and are too busy smelling their own farts, not able to look beyond their own freaking nose to see that for a variety of circumstances, a game caught lightning in a bottle, like what Expedition 33 did. It resonated with a whole lot of people, and instead of finding ways to convince those people to maybe try out our favorite game series, whenever I go and look at online discourse surrounding Xenoblade, now it's just a bunch of people trying to throw crap at each other, trying to feel justified and elitist on the internet. It's so freaking stupid. You want to know my top 3 games of all time? Number 1, Nier Automata. Number 2, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, product provided by Nintendo. Number 3, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Number 4, Xenosaga 3. Expedition 33 doesn't even break my top 10, but I love that game a lot. It wasn't my personal game of the year. I'll give you a hint as to what that was. But I can understand why it had the reaction that it did. I can understand why a bunch of people played with that game, interacted with that game, watched that game and said, you know what, there's something really cool here because it's a really cool freaking game, which is obvious to anyone with eyeballs or a frontal lobe that even remotely tries to play the game without an agenda going in. And if you're incapable of seeing that, that is not a problem with people that enjoy the game, that is a you problem first and foremost. I want to see Xenoblade Chronicles grow as a series. I want to see it continue to get better, which is what I do think it is doing. Pretend that made grammatical sense. But the way to do that is not by insulting a lot of other people's favorite game right now. That's moronic. That's not going to achieve anything. And also, at the same time and notion, I can completely understand why Xenoblade is rather niche. It doesn't take rocket science, and anyone that says it's the anime aesthetic doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. For some people, sure, that's part of it. The main reason is the combat is slow and clunky for a lot of people. I like it, you maybe like it, but for a lot of people and for a more normie audience, that combat system is going to be off-putting. If you show someone who has never played or interacted with Xenoblade a few seconds of gameplay, they're not going to know what the heck's going on outside of a few rare examples. This is obvious to anyone that actually takes their blinders off. It's not complicated. It's not some grand cosmic mystery. Just because the combat system is rather niche for people doesn't mean that it's not also good for those of us who enjoy it. And it doesn't mean that even if you don't enjoy the combat, that it ruins the entire experience of a Xenoblade game, because it doesn't. But there's so many people that are loud about Xenoblade that do not know how to form a thought about Xenoblade in a way that doesn't sound demeaning to other people who aren't already Xenoblade or other JRPG fans. Because we're seeing a lot of similar conversation for a lot of other JRPGs about Expedition 33, but my background's in Xenoblade, so that's what I'm going to focus a lot of my arguments on. I want more people to be exposed to Xenoblade because I believe in the product, I believe in the stories, in the characters, the music, the world, the pacing, the gameplay. The overall feel of a Xenoblade game is something that I truly believe in and I want more people to be exposed to, but it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And all you do is potentially pigeonhole the franchise and directly and indirectly convince people to not give it a fair shake because you simply want to stroke your e-peen online a bit. And also, there's a notion that I want to just dispel right now, and I don't know why this exists. Expedition 33 isn't just a retelling of Xenoblade 3. Anyone who has any experience with either game would be able to tell you that they're different. Just because there's a few similarities doesn't mean they're the freaking same. And in the same way some people try to equate Xenoblade Chronicles 3 with Expedition 33, you could easily equate Xenoblade Chronicles 3 to Xenogears. The people that try to put down Expedition 33 as just a ripoff of Xenoblade 3 don't know what they're talking about. And you help convince some people not to try out Xenoblade because of the way these arguments are formed and conveyed. This isn't World War freaking I. It's an online discussion. You're always going to have internet trolls that no matter what, try to sling crap because that's all they know. When you go to a zoo and you go to the monkey exhibit, you don't get surprised when the chimpanzee throws crap around. That's just in their nature. They're going to do that. The better bet to try to convince more people to actually try out Xenoblade is to say, hey, you enjoy Expedition 33? What is it that you enjoy about that game? Oh, you love the story and the themes that it's going for? Yeah, they're really cool, aren't they? Hey, maybe if you enjoy that, maybe you should try out this other game called Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It's simple. Like, this isn't rocket science. I don't need to go in the lab with a bunch of beakers going like, I don't need to do any of that. There's always going to be online trolls. Ignore them. Why am I seeing actually influential people in the Xenoblade fandom engage in this exact same crap? It paints everyone in a bad light. Stop doing it. Let's have an uncomfortable conversation. Why is Expedition 33 seeing this success, and why isn't Xenoblade? Some people want to say it's because Xenoblade is anime while Expedition 33 isn't. And yeah, for some people, that's probably a factor. Is it the singular thing holding Xenoblade back? No. There are other games and other series that are even more in your face with being anime aesthetically than Xenoblade that are still more popular. Look at games like Persona, look at gacha games, look at Pokemon. What about exclusivity? Maybe it's because it's locked only to the Switch and the Switch 2. Maybe that's a factor. And yeah, if Xenoblade was multi-platform somehow, you would have more people to sell to. So naturally, you would have more sales figures. That's just common sense. But again, is it the main thing that I think is holding Xenoblade back for popularity? No. There are other exclusives for Nintendo that are very anime and do way better. The Zelda games are a prime example of this. And we can try to ignore these really popular series because they're really popular, but that would be stupid. Because you're just ignoring evidence simply because it doesn't fit your agenda. Again, these things probably have some effect for some people, but do I think it's a significant needle mover, or do I think it's a significant thing holding Xenoblade back from popularity? And just simply no. I think the biggest element, the biggest reason is the gameplay. Now, I love Xenoblade gameplay. I enjoy it a lot, but I can enjoy something and also admit, yeah, this is going to target a niche audience. This isn't going to have mainstream appeal. For Xenoblade, the gameplay is just very visually flooded. There's so many things going on the screen at any one time, where if you're new to Xenoblade, and you're watching some gameplay, chances are you're not going to really know what's going on. Sometimes you'll have characters just like staring off into no man's land. The enemy's like right over here. They do an ability or an art. The attack looks like it lands over here. This guy reacts to it 5 seconds later. You have 15 guys all in your ear yelling the same thing over and over again. Don't forget me! It's like, yeah, it's funny to meme on, but it makes Xenoblade combat very hard to understand for someone just getting exposed to it for the very first time. And because of how the art system works, when you press a button, chances are you are going to have to wait a certain amount of time to actually see the effect of that button. That doesn't feel or look mechanically satisfying. When you press a button, if you show someone raw Xenoblade gameplay and you ask them to explain to you what is going on, they wouldn't know what your buttons do. Maybe a small selection might be able to pick up on it, especially if they've played like MMORPGs before, but there's gonna be a lot of people that just stare at the screen confused like, oh, why do they keep talking? Where's your guy? I can't see him on the screen. Like, this stuff matters so much when it comes to mainstream appeal. When you look at combat like in Expedition 33, you show someone who doesn't know Expedition 33 just a few seconds of gameplay, chances are they'll at least be able to understand something going on. Oh, the boss is attacking. Oh, you dodged it. Oh, you parried it. Oh, what's going on? Oh, you clicked a button and now you're doing this really cool animation. It's visually clear and understandable and readable. This is one of the biggest issues Xenoblade has going for it when it comes to becoming more popular. And honestly, everything I've talked about in this video doesn't matter. Like, that's the funny thing. Because like everything I've talked about, with some people associating Xenoblade with people being annoying about Expedition 33 or other games, none of that matters. Because if Xenoblade just puts out a game that just looks fun enough, people aren't going to care. Some will, a few will online. You will always find someone online that holds any opinion if you go looking for it. But when it comes to the vast majority of people out there, if Xenoblade 4's gameplay gets revealed and it looks super fun and readable, I guarantee you it'll have a lot of eyes on it so long as Nintendo actually markets it this time and doesn't just do shadow drop trailers on random Tuesdays like they did for Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, product provided by Nintendo. I have been saying this for years at this point. This is the biggest thing holding Xenoblade back for popularity. It's not whether or not other games come around and blow up in popularity and become more successful. There's no point in being jealous of their success, because if you play your cards right, you can ride the rising tide from their success to boost the popularity of Xenoblade even a little bit. But people are playing their cards incorrectly because they just simply want to feel elitist online and they want to feel good about themselves and they don't care. That's what ticks me off. I want to see Xenoblade continue to grow. I want to see even more people be exposed to these games, these characters, these stories that I love and I hold in the highest regard. I want to see them come on board. I want to see them react to those exact same moments that moved me all those years ago. But some people online just want to feel good about themselves and feel like some kind of smug hipster that everyone wants to ridicule. Stop acting as if Xenoblade should be the punching bag for the rest of this industry, grow a spine, and stop acting like some jealous ex and be confident in the series that you love. Are there stupid people online that are acting as if Expedition 33 is the second coming and is the messiah of the JRPG genre? Yeah, those people exist. We've all seen them if you've been online. And if you've been engaging in this conversation or reading up on it, those people exist and they're out there. They're stupid. We can all understand this. They're dumb and they're incorrect. It's not some kind of middle ground. There's not some kind of context we need. They're just wrong about something. It's as simple as that. But don't get offended when you go to the chimpanzee exhibit at the zoo and the chimps throw crap at you. That's what they do. Don't become a chimp.
Enough of the pain you've caused the universe.
Let's try and turn this conversation around. Here's where you come in. Leave a comment down below with your favorite element of any of the Xenoblade games. What part grabs your attention? What part makes you say, this is so dang cool, this is so dang fun? Your favorite mechanic, your just little favorite detail that you've noticed. I would love to hear your thoughts and hear your opinion and hear your perspectives. And while you're down there, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. But let's talk about why Xenoblade Chronicles is so special. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 recently had its anniversary. My god, it's been a long time, hasn't it? And I love the game to death, and I made an entire video going over why I believe Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is so special. If you want to find out why I love the game so much, you should check out this video right here for more. Stay safe, everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again!